Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with women's basketball, and with us, Bulldog sophomore Hannah Hoffman. And Hannah, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's hard to believe, final game here of the regular season coming up this week. The year's certainly flown by here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, definitely it has. It's crazy to think, but it's been great. I wish we have gotten more wins, but that's okay.
Bulldogs will try to get another win here going into the conference tournament on Saturday night at Grand Valley State, and certainly a big rivalry game, and I know a game that as a player you have to be looking forward to.
Right. I know that once we get there, it's going to be crazy because it's their house and everything, but we got this whole week to prepare, so I think that'll really be in our advantage.
We'll go to the highlights from this past week. The Bulldogs on the road on Thursday night against Wayne State down in Detroit, and a very good Wayne State team that leads the division, and certainly an athletic team. Was pretty even for the first half, and unfortunately you fall just short in that contest.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think that things with them were they're just a lot more athletic, and they got a lot of second chances and a lot underneath basket and boxed out more than us, I guess.
The Warriors here hitting a shot here in the first half, and it seemed like the Bulldogs were able to keep it close. Sarah DeShone, a deep three here, and you got some good balance in the opening half here of this ball game.
Right.
Wayne State able to seize control in the second half. Was pretty even at halftime. What were some of the things that you talked about at halftime going into the second half?
Our biggest thing was just it's pretty much like after half is when we just kind of fall back, and we've just been trying to really focus on coming out strong as we have been in the first half. So we just talk about really bringing it second half and try to focus on not falling back. But I guess it didn't really work the way we wanted.
It seemed like even though Wayne State was able to take control, your team really battled, and that's kind of been the motto all year. You've been able to battle and do what you can to climb back in the ballgame.
Right.
The Bulldogs against Wayne State here in Detroit, and always tough to win on the road in the GLIAC, and certainly Wayne State had a pretty good advantage here at home.
Yeah, they got a really loud gym, and I think that it has a big factor as well. It's just a little crazier, and they got a lot of T technicals, so I don't know, it was basically on runs. They just came out with more runs than us.
A tough loss for the Bulldogs, but you come back on Saturday, and always a quick turnaround time. Playing Saginaw Valley State on Saturday, and tough to come back on less than a day's rest, basically, especially with the bus problems you had on the way home from Wayne State.
Yep. Our thing with Saginaw was we just needed to execute everything, and again we were fine at half, came back, and they just shot more and got more baskets than us. So
tough day on Saturday, a senior day, and always an emotional day, and a chance to honor 4 student athletes here that have meant a great deal to the Bulldog program: Kylie Muntz, Katie Fox, Caitlin Carmody, and Felicia Stanley. And just talk about, as we watch the seniors, that emotion of senior day.
Yeah, our seniors have been just so great. It's always said like every team is different, but this team it's really led by our seniors right now. Felicia and Caitlin really have stepped up, and we didn't really expect that to happen. And I don't know, everything it just fallen into place. But I mean, it's gonna have its ups and downs, but our seniors have always been there for us and bringing it up.
You got off to a good start here against Saginaw Valley State. It was a close matchup in the first game, went to overtime actually, and here in this one, the Bulldogs got off to a good start. Some 3-point baskets in the first half helped you build a good lead in the first half.
We got our runs, and I mean, I think that after halftime they just came out, and we kind of fell back on our toes and didn't really know we weren't really expecting their defense, and our shots didn't really fall as much as we wanted. So
certainly that's been a case at times. The Bulldogs shot the ball really well in the first half of this game, but unfortunately in the second half, as you mentioned, less than 30% here in the first half. Sarah DeShone gives the Bulldogs a 5-point lead at halftime, and coming out in the second half, what adjustments was Saginaw Valley State able to make?
I think it was basically just their defense. We talked about it at halftime, but I don't think we really were fully expecting it as much as what really happened. So that's really what got us off guard. Game
really back and forth all the way, kind of like the men's game, and went down to the down to the wire, and again, a game of runs, and Saginaw Valley State able to take control, but we see the Bulldogs here continuing to battle back. And unfortunately, you had to send Saginaw Valley State to the free throw line several times in the final minute. They were able to knock down some big free throws.
Yep. It was definitely at the very end. We always think like, yeah, we can come back, but they just hit their free throws, and I think that's what got us too.
This week, the Bulldogs' final regular season road game on the road at Grand Valley State, and a tough loss against the Lakers the first time. What changes, what adjustments did the Bulldogs make going into Saturday's game?
I think that just since we get this whole week to prepare, I think that will really be in our advantage, and focus in on their key players, and we've always said like not to just focus on their key players too, because always against us, people just are on fire. Anyone is. So we got to really focus on just everyone and expect anything.
This will be the third or fourth time you've been able to play against Grand Valley. What is it like playing in this rivalry and playing against the Lakers?
Our coach has really been focusing on not all about the rivalry. It's always just a regular game against anyone. But Grand Valley's always just that one team you always want to beat. Definitely just like their coach really kind of gets in our head too, so we got to come out and just kill them. It'll be good.
The Bulldogs have officially clinched a berth in the GLIAC tournament here in your second season here with the Bulldogs, and obviously next week the GLIAC tournament will start after the game against Grand Valley. You'll be on the road, but what are the keys for the Bulldogs going into the conference tournament in order to come out with some success?
I think that just have our heads on right. It's definitely just one and done, so we got to come out and right from the start and keep going. Like our coach always says, like we need to come out strong as ever in the very first 2 minutes. So that will really be our focus, especially in the half as well, since that's been our downfall.
What's it been like for you as a player this year, playing for Coach Colleen Lamoureux-Tate, and obviously always an adjustment with the new coaching staff, but certainly just talk about what she's brought to the Bulldog program.
Oh, it's been awesome. It's a different feel. We just have great chemistry with everyone. She brings everyone together, and it's just awesome. I love it. It's definitely a new feel. I love it.
Well, best of luck to the Bulldogs this week as you travel to Allendale to take on Grand Valley State.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.